Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. Pipe on the Patio, Sunday edition. Today I'm smoking my Savinelli 673, the Matches 860 Memorial model. This one is number, I'm probably not going to be able to read that. This one is 452 out of 860. And in it I'm smoking Gaworth and Hogarth's Rum Flake. Just a wonderful tobacco. So I have not been feeling good the last 4 or 5 days. I think I am dehydrated again, and man, I've been feeling just crappy the last 4 days. Yesterday I was considering going to the ER yesterday. I don't know. And then I realized what was going on, and I thought, this is the same stuff that was happening the last time I was dehydrated. I need to just drink some water. So yesterday I just did nothing and drank water all day long, and I'm feeling a little better today. Boy, last 4 days I have had just some ferocious headaches. I felt weak. I felt lightheaded. Yesterday I literally passed out laying in my bed. I was laying on the bed watching. I had got up early in the morning, and I went in and was watching the baseball game. I had gone in and because I just wasn't feeling good, so I went in and I laid down on the bed, and I was laying on my side, watching the baseball game. Next thing I knew, I was waking up from passing out. I had passed out laying on my bed, and I just felt like crap. So I texted the girls, and I said, hey, you guys need to come in here. They came running in, and Sadie checked me for a stroke. She did a total stroke assessment on me, and I said, man, I don't know what's going on. I'm feeling like crap. I'm just, I just passed out watching TV here, and laying down watching TV, and I passed out. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, man, I'm dehydrated. That's what it is. I'm dehydrated. So I hadn't been drinking water for a good week. I hadn't been drinking any water in any major way. I've been drinking all Cokes and coffee, and so the girls filled up my thermoses, and I just started downing water, and I felt much better today. Not much better, but I felt better today, and I'm up and moving around, I'm feeling more closer to myself today. So I need to just start drinking water all the time. I just can't not drink water anymore. I don't know if it's the medicine I'm taking that's dehydrating me or what, but I've got to be drinking water all the time. So, but I'm feeling better. Still got a headache. Still not feeling normal, and but I don't feel like I'm going to pass out anymore. My heart's not. Yesterday my heart was just pounding, and Today it's feeling more normal. I hadn't felt like smoking my pipe in days, and hadn't felt like getting outside in days. I hadn't felt like doing anything. I mean, I just didn't feel like doing nothing. And but feeling good today. Feeling better. I'm improving. So that's the main thing. I know what it is. I know, last night, once I was laying there in bed and I was thinking, man, what's going on? And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, this is the same feeling I had before when I went into the hospital. And it's exactly the same thing I was feeling before. My heart, I'm having that same feeling in my chest. I'm lightheaded. I got a headache, the headaches for days, passing out. I knew if I stood up, I was going to pass out on the floor. And I knew right then, I'm dehydrated. I gotta start drinking water again. I'm just stupid. I was doing really good, drinking it all the time, feeling great. My eyes were blurry. That's another thing that I need to remember. When my eyes start getting blurry, then I'm dehydrated. My eyes were getting real blurry. I couldn't read. I couldn't focus my eyes on anything. When I get dehydrated, that's another thing that happens to me, is my eyes get blurry. Today, I could see. I'm able to read. So that's another thing I need to remember, is my eyesight gets blurry when I'm dehydrated. So it's amazing what not drinking water can do to you. I got so much I need to do. That's the thing that's killing me. I got so much to do around here. And we'd been, last week we did a lot of stuff around the house, and before all this I was feeling good, and I was, we did a bunch of stuff around the house. All of a sudden I started feeling bad, about Tuesday. But I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Now that I know what it is. So I've been listening to the baseball games on the radio broadcasts. I haven't been watching any of the games. Just been listening to the radio broadcasts on the MLB app. And that's been a lot of fun, because I just love listening to the radio broadcasts. And last night I was listening to the Padre game, and I made it to the 7th inning, and I got to listen to the comeback, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up. I had my headphones in because Denny was sleeping, and I fell asleep after the comeback, and then I woke up to Tony Gwynn interviewing the players after the game was over. Tony Gwynn Jr., who does their their games, and it's such a great thing to hear Tony Gwynn Jr. I don't know if you've heard Tony Gwynn Jr., but he sounds exactly like his dad. I mean, exactly like his dad. And I could think of nobody better to be announcing the Padre games than Tony Gwynn Jr., other than Tony Gwynn himself. And I lived in San Diego for the entirety of Tony Gwynn's career, and hearing his son do the Padre games, it's just a natural fit, and he sounds exactly like his dad, man. I mean, it is just it's amazing to hear it, and it was fun listening to the Padre games, this playoffs against the Dodgers, and having them beat the Dodgers, because the Dodgers owned them all year long. The Dodgers owned them all year long. They owned the Padres. They have them beat the Dodgers to get into the National League Championship Series was priceless. And being a Giants fan my whole life, I just loathe the Dodgers. Living in San Diego for 51 years of my life, the Padres are my second favorite team, and I loved seeing the Padres beat the Dodgers, and because the Padres hate the Dodgers as much as the Giants do, and so and the Dodgers hate the Padres, and so the enemy of my enemies is my enemy, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, but I've always enjoyed the Padres. I used to go see Padre games all the time with my dad, because they were, when I was young, when we moved to San Diego, my dad would take me to Padre games, and we'd go see the Padres and Giants, and whoever the Padres were playing, my dad would take me to go see them, and because they were the team in town, and the A's were my team in the American League. And the Giants were my team in the National League. And the Padres were my second favorite team, because I used to go see them play all the time. When the Padres play the Giants, I rooted for the Giants. Rooted for the Padres against everybody else. Unless it helped the Giants for the Padres to lose, and I would root against the Padres. So Kodak hurt her, or Clover hurt her foot the other day. She was out here in the backyard running around and she hurt her foot. I thought she broke it. I came out here and she was just sitting on the ground with her. She would stand up and she had her foot lifted up, so I took her to the vet. I thought it was broken for sure. When I felt that, I could feel sharp things in her leg, which I thought were broken bones. Took her to the vet. He said, yeah, I feel sharp stuff in her leg too, which he goes, she's putting weight on it, which leads me to believe it's probably not broken, but the sharp things I'm feeling in her leg leads me to believe it is broken. So he took x-rays and we found out she has a plate with screws in her leg. So at some point in her racing career, her leg was broken, and then she was used as a brood mare, and but her leg had been repaired with plates and screws. So what I was feeling, the sharp things I was feeling, were screws. Her leg is not broken, but she's still lifting it up. She's moving around fine. She's getting around fine, just fine, but she's still holding her leg up. So the vet thinks she may have twisted it somehow or something, and she may have arthritis in it because of the plates and stuff, which I could understand because I have a plate and screws in my ankle. Sometimes it hacks up. And I think it just may be a lot of muscle, memory of when she had heard it, that she's, lifting it up now a lot. But so he gave her some pain meds, and we thought she had cataracts. And he looked at her eyes and he said, those aren't cataracts. She has an autoimmune disease. White blood cells are attacking her corneas. Her eyes were real milky. He said, those aren't cataracts. She doesn't have glaucoma. She doesn't have cataracts. She's got an autoimmune disease that's attacking her corneas. I'm going to give you some ointment to put in her eyes twice a day. It's clearing that stuff up already, and so she should be able to see just fine. She was kind of losing her sight. Her eyes are clearing up already, and it's just amazing. And he said it's probably something she'll have to use for the rest of her life. He said after a month or so it should clear up, and then she'll only have to use this ointment maybe 3 times a month or 3 times a week, rather than twice a day, because it should clear it up and she'll be able to see just fine. So we were thrilled about that. So so that was good news for her. She'll be able to see fine, and we just thought she had cataracts. That's kind of what they told us when we got her, that she had cataracts. And we were like, well, that's fine. We'll just deal with that. And, she'll be in the backyard all the time. And as she gets older, we'll deal with it. But now she'll be able to see. So we're just stoked about that. But her eyes are clear. It's been, I think we took her in on Monday, is when we took her in, and already her eyes are cleared up. And Monday or Tuesday we took her in, I forget which day it was, but it's already cleared up. And gosh, just amazing. Anyway, that's what's going on here. It's not going to be super expensive for the ointment, you know. It's we were thinking it was going to be, $100 a couple times a month for the tube of ointment, and it's not. It's like $50 for a month. So that's all good news, man. So she'll be able to see. She's mellowing out. Before she would, if you touched her when she was sleeping, she would, jump and sometimes growl at you if she was sleeping and you touched her because she didn't know what was going on. And now she's just relaxed. When she's sleeping, she'll sleep at the foot of our bed. And before, if you put your foot on her while she was sleeping, she'd growl or she'd, because she didn't know what was going on. She couldn't see, especially at night. Now I can put my foot on her and kind of rub her while she's sleeping, and she's perfectly fine with it. And we'd been working on her with that, try and get her used to that, because that's something I do. I love, putting my foot on the dog at night and just putting it on their back haunch and just kind of rubbing their haunch as I'm sleeping, and helps me sleep. I've always done that with our dogs when they're sleeping at the foot of the bed. And she doesn't like it. She didn't like it before. Now she seems to be fine with it now that she knows it's my foot. Kodak loves it. He's just, you can rub anything. You can rub my back, you can rub my stomach, you can rub my haunch, you can rub anything. I'm good with it. Just rub me. But anyway, I will catch y'all later. Have a good one. God bless. I love y'all. And I will catch y'all later. Have a good one.